Hello, we're back to Ace Attorney. Yay! It's been a while, and I am looking I'm looking forward to returning back to Ace Attorney. It's always such a fun romp. And if memory serves me correctly, I think this one is the trial with the with Maggie again. So I think that's the one. I'm almost certain of it. But let's find out together, shall we? Hope you're all doing well, by the way. I've been having a blast replaying Zelda Breath of the Wild the last few days in anticipation for Tears of the Kingdom. So I've just been having a great time just absorbing myself with Zelda. But it is always a good time to take a break and play some Ace Attorney. So let's go do that, shall we? Ooh, eventually. Hang on. There you go. Grezy presses the right button, that would help. Do 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 do. Wait. This is weird. Whoa, it's slipping Grezy. Whoa, it's slipping Rev. Also, wait a minute. Why are we starting here? Wait a minute. Hang on, let me look at something. What is it this time? I don't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, okay, this is a different one. Okay, I was worried for a second. I was like, wait a second. Well, it is a murder case. I hope I did. Okay, yeah, they're here for the trial next door. Yeah, this is, okay. That's what freaked me out for a second. I was like expecting, the whole intro sequence where we see the person get murdered as usual. So, phew! We're good though. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Oh, that's right! I forgot! We still haven't finished this one. Here I am thinking that we finished it, but we didn't. We didn't. Phew. Okay, I was worried there. That's why we didn't get a weird intro. It's because we're still in this case. Never mind. We're still dealing with Luke at me, everybody. So court literally is actually back in session. We are back in court. Whew, I was really freaking out there for a second. I really honestly forgot where we were. I know, right? Luke at me, and as I've said already, it took me way too long to remember or to realize that was his name. And when I told that to my friend, she was like, wow, I can't believe you didn't see that. It was like one of the most obvious pun names in the game. And I'm like, shut up. But anyway, let me refrain myself from feeling freaked out. We're all good now. We're all good. Okay, let's do this.
Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having a Detective Atme trial today.
Detective Atme?
They say they're going to try him as mask to mask.
Already? That was fast.
Boy, I'd love to see mask to mask's trial.
Oh, I know. Who knows? By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore.
Oh, this must be Ron. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year.
Please, don't ignore me!
Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning.
No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone.
Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec.
You don't mean you're the murderer? No! I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists.
Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick?
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our time, like always.
I'm afraid that's not an option.
Huh?
Wow, thanks, Ergo. To you too. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight, even though I'd rather be at the Look At Me one, because honestly that one's probably the more interesting. I guess I'll settle for this one.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
He's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again.
Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot.
Then you need to get out more, Your Honor.
Life is war. But that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording.
That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. That's a surprise.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. Oh, look how dead he is. Oh, avert your eyes. Gross. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. the previous day.
And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball.
That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness.
Looks like he's going, "No, I don't think I will."
I never drank more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial.
That's a lot.
But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? The witness is the coffee. Okay, then let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? I wanted to do it like you for once. How'd I do? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. And boy, did I not do good. I ate a glass bottle and everything. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify.
You've got guts, Trite. All right then, Mr. Ron Delight. Please take the stand.
You did it, didn't you?
Yes. No. That's not true. Sus. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
It was me. Oh gosh. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. That was beautiful.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin.
Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Mr. Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, it's kind of hard to say, but I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
There we go.
That evening, around 1, I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. The weak gets washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too, just like my destiny.
You'd never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
What if I was like, no?
Whoa!
Hello, Pexastar. Welcome. I hope I said your name right. Welcome, everybody. And it's Punch. Hello, Punch. Welcome. And yeah, heck yeah, back to Triclops. Yes, you guys came at a great time. I actually forgot that we were still in the midst of this trial. I thought we were on the next one. So when it started in the courtroom, I thought I hadn't saved. But we realized really quickly that wasn't what happened. So we are back in it. We're having fun. And I hope that you guys enjoy yourselves. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Pixastar. Wonderful. And by the way, I'm Grezy Dragon Lady. And I love to play Ace Attorney. And I do little amateur voice acting as well. So I hope you guys have fun and enjoy yourselves. And what were you streaming? Pixastar? Let's see. Me shout you out real quick. Oh. I don't think I did that right. Hang on. Oh, I also probably spelled your name wrong. Yes, I did spell it wrong. There we go. This time I did it right. So yay. But thank you for streaming, or thank you for coming to the stream. I much appreciate it. Welcome. And I hope that your day is going well as well. Obviously, your day is going a lot better than Ron's here. I mean, he's in court after all. Okay, so time to do what we do best. We press!
1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that.
Oh, you streamed the same game? You were streaming Trials and Tribulations as well? What case are you on? Are you guys on the same case? I hope this isn't spoilery territory for you.
Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No, actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit... 1 a.m. That's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure.
Oh, come on. I'm sure there's some 1 a.m. coffee shops.
It ordered you there. It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this, or...
And then let's see. Oh, you're on the last case. Yes! Oh, that is my favorite in this game. I love the last case. It is so good. I'm actually hoping to marathon that one during my birthday stream coming up. So I really got to haul butt and get there because we are still a ways off, that is for sure. But I am glad that you're on that last case, and I hope you have a lot of fun. Have you ever streamed it, or have you ever played it before? Is this your first time doing it? And you do the voice for Pearls in it? Oh, that's so fun. I think if you do any voice in it, that's great. If you don't do any voice in it, that's also great. This game is just great in general. So you have a great time no matter how you play it. It was my first time playing the whole trilogy. Oh, that's awesome. I played it for the first time around like 2019, 2020, because I remember I was in the last case back in 2020 because it was during quarantine and my sleep schedule was absolutely off the wall. And I told myself, because I thought I was closer to finishing it, I was like, I'm not going to go to sleep until I'm done with this case. And hours later, at 10 a.m. the following morning, I was like, okay, I'm done now. Bedtime. It was a great time, so I hope that you really enjoy your experience playing it. So let's see. Oh yeah, back to Phoenix.
Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more.
It was lovely meeting you too. Absolutely. Go and relax after your stream.
Right, Marley. Quarantine memories indeed. Ooh, and of course, the temptation. Press harder or leave it be. You know what? Whenever faced with press harder or leave it, I usually just go with pressing harder, because generally it's what you need to do to get the info we need, but we'll do it. We'll do it just in case.
So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do.
It's okay, Feeny.
Boom! Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing, but I wasn't worried. Mr. Ballard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care about what anyone says about me, just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Ms. Delight didn't believe he was mask to mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject.
Life after being fired, why he was fired, don't say anything. Well, why not? Let's take a picture of that. To go along with all of my Animal Crossing pictures, of course. Let's see if we can do both.
What did you do after being fired from KB Security? I spent a lot of time looking for work, but then I decided I wanted to start something myself. I was gonna become a VTuber. Not good, this is going from bad to worse. So I started looking at books, TV, and movies, learning all I could about masked men. Masked men? So, you wanted to try drawing a comic, right? About masked men? No, that's not right. I wanted to become... Your Honor, let's move along, shall we? But you asked the question. You're being quite odd today, Mr. Wright. You're odd all the time, but I mean, whatever. Way to bring the spinning buzzsaw one notch closer to your neck, Ace Attorney.
There wasn't much in his testimony, was there?
Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me.
Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We'd better be careful.
But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I want to go back to that last one. Oops. I hate when I forget how many there are and overshoot. Try one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Why? Okay, used to be a security chief.
Whoa, that's so surprising. Revenge.
Okay, change subject. Why he was fired.
Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Defendant, please answer the question. I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby.
Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Yeah, Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out, and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it a secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own.
What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So, you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster.
But that happens in every case of ours. Isn't that right, Phoenix? You know it, I know it. That's why I always have a walkthrough ready just in case, because these things can get convoluted. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so he fired me for selling company secrets. Desi doesn't know about that. Okay. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. Okay. All right, let's look at the court record. What do we got? What do we have again? Let's look at the blackmail letter. Written with a fountain pen found in Ron's room. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. and bring 50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. Now, I know that that's going to come up later for something else, but I don't know if we're going to need that now. Found in KB Security, found in Ron's wallet to get in on that night. I want to believe this was an email and the subject line was blackmail letter. Can you imagine just getting an email that says blackmail and you're like, let's just never open that. Very direct, very to the point. Like, yeah, what if you send somebody like a message, like a message on Messenger, and you know the person hasn't seen it, so you're like, well, I mean, can I really not do anything? I mean, they didn't see it. Like, does that still mean they are ignoring me? Like, what does this mean? Okay, anyway. Found in the shadow of Amife's statue. Looks like it was torn off some clothing. Time of death. Cerebral hemorrhaging. Blunt trauma. About first heist. Garden photo is Ron Delight. Connected to the basement security guard office. There are no fingerprints on it. Found on the table at the crime scene. Tears of Amenon. 100,000 crown of Bongora. 150,000. Jeez, all these are left hand of Hades. Man, that's expensive, that one. Neat. Okay. Buzzer went off at 1:02. From Mask to Mask's second heist, he was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. Broken and repaired by Adrian. When Adrian dropped the urn, and a wooden box has pink paint stains on it. Okay. So that's all we got so far. All right. Let's look at these again. So that evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard. The blackmail letter I got it ordered me to go there. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. I wonder if that's it, because I mean, again, I don't know, because all it said was that I'll take that jewel, so I don't really know if that has anything to do with that particular statement or not. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. He fired me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know about that. I mean, did I actually press this? Why would you do something like that? Oh, for Desi's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste!
So Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she?
So it would seem. I mean, she probably knows now.
I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other.
I can't believe it. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there?
Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me.
Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling.
Okay, remember, yeah, we already mentioned that. We'll never get closer to the truth. Okay, the blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. Ordered you to go there. It ordered you there. What did this say again? Yeah, it was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Okay. Let's see. Oops, nope, I meant to do the court record. That was my bad. Hang on. I'm just gonna go on that little hunch that I had. I don't even know if it's right. I don't feel strongly about it one way or another. But I feel like... I don't know. I feel like trying. I feel like seeing if it happens, if it does anything or not. Oop, nope. We all know what that means when that doesn't disappear. Yeah. Clearly, contradict, nope. You're wrong, boy. Whoopsies. Hang on. I just don't know what it wants me to look at here, so let me just double check. Okay. Oh, okay, I understand. We do have the right statement that, yeah, it didn't scare him. I forget that this game actually has the profiles. That's right. So, it did scare him because, yeah, he wouldn't want his wife to find out. So, of course, that the blackmail letter would still actually freak him out. Yeah. I see now. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Yup. Ms. Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
But listen to me, my Desi, she's...
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Godot. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. No, everything is falling neatly into place for him.
Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry. I'll murder you too. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Yeah, almost sounds like he was fired because his wife likes to shop. Yeah.
Clearly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Aw, and thank you for the follow, Jojo. Or Joy. I'm so sorry. Joy, thank you so much. Welcome to the treasure hoard. Come now, tell us. We're all ears. And he is all Leia Space Bun.
when I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
Oh, well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one to accidentally do that. But I really appreciate it. Would you be okay with just Joy, or do you prefer Joy? Or even Nerd, or the art, whichever you prefer.
Suddenly, I was hit in the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead.
And yes, you don't mind? Oh, no problem. Cactus, Joy's Bees-Art adventure. I love that. That is so good. That is great. That is wonderful.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Mask to Mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you saying? I really was attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Wright? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. It's just coffee and a lot of jalapenos. It's very spicy. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I've been on hot ones. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it.
All right.
Who is this suspicious shadow? If there were a thousand of me, and even if one knew, I tell you, trust me.
He's dodging all of our questions, is not helping us win this case.
Okay then, how was the victim Mr. Bullard at that time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Yeah, forget it. Your forehead. Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was fast and powerful, so I think I was a little dazed for a while.
I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking.
Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense into him. That? Could you please clarify what are you referring to? Oh, why, my Mask to Mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask to Mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask to Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me about this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. But wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Huh, my sixth cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
Okay, he'd been killed if he hadn't been wearing his Mask to Mask costume.
Why were you dressed up as Mask to Mask? What? Because I'm Mask to Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask to Mask trial is being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask to Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. What was that? Back up a second.
Yes. Gosh, Ron. Oh, goodness.
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable!
Insert Princess Bride joke here.
Why? Just why? What reason could you have had? What were you thinking? Question. Why does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? So you're not as stupid as you look.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh, looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair-weather judge. I panicked and put the judge's body in the safe. I put the body in the safe. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway?
Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer.
God. Oh, that is not exactly what I meant.
When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it.
Huh. I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed it. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. That certainly makes sense. Hold on. 10 minutes.
Yeah, wait a minute. The buzzer went off at 1:02.
I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body and spend 10 whole minutes to do it?
Under those circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show what those circumstances were?
That's right.
We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we?
There's not much in this testimony either.
I bet you he's still hiding something.
I wouldn't be surprised. You just have to draw it out of him.
I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated.
Okay, I'm fairly certain that this is what we need to do. Okay. Okay. Cause... What was it? Death. Yeah. There are no fingerprints on it. Yeah, the buzzer went off. 1:02. Take that!
Yeah!
Didn't even need the walkthrough for that one. My brain was working on full cylinders with that.
Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? Let's see, what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects to the CEO's office to security. If the button in this office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Huh. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. No. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known. It's true. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, better drink up.
Fine. Let's hear your theory. Your game theory! Recall the defendant's testimony. Or I guess would this be a murder trial theory? The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So, what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer. Boom, baby!
I imagine Phoenix takes like a mic and drops it. Epic.
Order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection!
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Cain Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
What do you think this is? The first Danganronpa case?
So Cain Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove...
Hang on. Let me save. Okay. Can I prove
that it wasn't Cain Bullard who sounded the buzzer?
Yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, if I remember the court record correctly... Well, here, we can actually pull it up right now. If I remember, there were no fingerprints on it. Yeah, there are no fingerprints, so, I mean, he wasn't wearing gloves. Although that might come to bite us in the butt, because if he was wearing... Ron Delight was wearing the costume has gloves. So I don't know if that's an issue. I know we have to discuss that at some point, if I remember. Cause of death, 1 a.m., cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. I mean, it does not say he did not... I mean, it doesn't say he died instantly, and it also doesn't say that he, you know, didn't. It doesn't specify either way. I want to say that we can prove it. I'm going to take a guess on one of those two things.
The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer.
Let's see. Let's see if this is right. Oh, it did disappear. I got it. Cool. Or maybe not. I have been trolled by this before.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not.
Come on now. At least it gives some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
Okay, phew, he didn't immediately make a sweat face. We got it. Whew, thought the game was trolling me.
The fact that there were absolutely no clues is itself the clue. No, I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
And I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna have to deal with the whole, like, he wears gloves thing now, if I remember right.
Ron Delight obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Okay, there we go. All right. So maybe we don't have to disprove anything.
Okay. Order! 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 It would seem. I've been forced to eat crow.
Oh no, I know many crow VTubers. That's so sad.
I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is.
However, if the real
I almost said the real serial killer.
If the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency button or buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're on to you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place.
Oh, and Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right?
The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer.
Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Grezy's gonna save real quick just to be sure. Because contrary to what some might think, even though, yeah, I use a walkthrough, I have one, I like to see if I can figure it out first. I like to think I can, one, remember how to play this game because I played it before, and two, I like to feel smart. I like to try first. But yeah, I also don't like to feel excessively dumb, so that's why I have it up here too, just in case. But let's see if we can figure it out first.
Let's hear what you have to say. Very well then. You've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
They didn't mean to call the security guard. Pretty sure that's why.
The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Yeah, although as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When the buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Cain Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer, whose shadow looks very familiar. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder.
See, I also took a sip as well, but I'm not going to spit my water onto the computer. I know better than that.
Order! Order! It would seem. I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask, so...
Nick, you mean the real killer is...
We're going to drag that person in here right now.
But who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet.
When do we usually?
But think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he'd been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Cain Bullard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Cain Bullard? And Grezy remembers that we have profiles!
Boom, baby!
Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective. Look at me. You mean Master Mask did it? Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. I was wrong in the last trial. He is in actuality the true murderer of Cain Bullard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Theft and murder, which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime punishment to it's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked, as well, mask to mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. To be found guilty? Mask to Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask to Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. Welcome to Ace Attorney Hell. And welcome, Super Mia. Welcome to the stream. I always enjoy any kind of Ace Attorney-ness, whether it's Ace Attorney Hell or otherwise. It's always fun. Convoluted at times, but still fun. But how are you today? I hope you're doing well. What pronouns do you use? Make sure... Oh, of course, yeah. So, I mean, I go by personally just she, her. That's fine with me. And if you have any particular ones, just let me know. All right. Well, I think I missed what the judge said. Something about an alibi! You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one. Am I winning, daughter? Well, so far. We'll see. Oh, that's okay. No, you're totally fine. You're not distracting me whatsoever. I often take a look at chat and like to talk to people every now and again while doing this stuff in the game. So no worries. That is totally fine. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Mr. Luke Atme's trial was indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal. Who's the discount John Egbert? And there's another person on the screen. If you're talking about the guy with the mask, that is Godot. He is our prosecutor in this game. But if you're waiting for a certain edgy boy, I won't do many spoilers, but I will say, don't worry, he will definitely show up in this game. Oh, he's coming. Oh, you know who Godot is? Oh, perfect, okay. Yeah, Godot is great. He may be a rude boy, but he is a fun rude boy, so we like him. Oh, talking about the QB. I got you. Am I really sure about this? Huh. A bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So, please, I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. Remember when I trusted you? When you ate that glass bottle like an idiot? Believe. That voice, it sounds like... Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Huh. So that's your answer, huh? Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand. Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, hey, it's that guy. Well, Sir Detective Atme.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh, no, Sir Detective Atme. You were the one who... I always forget that this guy is here. That's right. It's our Canadian judge.
That's enough. This court seems no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant. Look at me. Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please. Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Who's this hoser, eh? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me.
Accusation? You accuse Master Mask?
That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
Take that! All right, and let's see. Yeah, right. The hoser, he really is a Canadian. And oh, the chibi are, just to make sure, to clarify, are you talking about the little doll chibis that I have next to me? Because the one that's obviously looks like me is me, and then the one next to it with the black hair. Okay, yeah, I thought it was that. That is a doll version that I drew of my husband, Ergo Corvus. He's also a VTuber as well. So yeah, that is who they are. But yeah, I appreciate you asking about them. Let's see. Yeah, I like to do the little doll chibis. They're cute. Oh, yes, we want to save. Heck yeah. You want me to do some head pats? Here, let's do... Wee. There you go. They can get head pat. Hang on. There you go. Beautiful. We'll do that for a little bit. Give the chibis a little pat. These until the recess is over. That's what we'll do.
My sis?
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then, she's still alive, inside your heart.
Nicky boy! Oh, Mr. Light, is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof, but he's the only one who could have done it.
But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night?
Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atlee want to kill Cain Boulard?
Oops! It's almost time. I better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later.
Alright. Stop them head pats. We're serious now.
Now then, the court is back in session.
Let's see. Oh, that's so... Cactus. To you too. And that is not a stupid question at all. I do technically have a Tumblr. It's old though, and it has nothing to do with like the VTuber stuff at all. So honestly, I wouldn't even really worry about that because I don't ever use it anymore. But I do have like a Twitter and everything, so no stress there. It's literally my same name, so no worries. Do you want to be me? Oh, of course, yeah. Like, I would absolutely love to follow you as well. Let's see. Twitter can be a kind of a scary place sometimes, and I mean, goodness knows, some of the leadership on there is certainly something. But I definitely have found a lot of nice people through there as well, so totally up to you if you have one. I would also follow you on there too. But I will definitely check you out on Twitch later as well, so no worries there. Oh, and then yeah, I'll definitely look you up on there too. And then let's see. Oh, Moon, you were the one who did objection. Objection! Let's see. Aw, you post a cat. That's so cute. And then Moon, only evil. Oh my goodness. You do reign for chaos there, Moon. You do. But we have to fight against chaos in this game. And no, yeah, you didn't do the fart noise. That was, if I didn't say it, I thought I said Cactus. I know Cactus was the one who did the fart noise. All right. Judge, I'm sorry we've been farting in your courtroom. My apologies.
Anyway, Mr. Look at me. Please take the stand. And would everyone just stop farting in my courtroom? For the love of goodness.
Well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer?
And by the way, thank you for the follow. I meant to say that earlier. Somebody followed. Hang on. Money. Thank you for following. Much appreciated. Welcome to the treasure hoard, my friend. Whee! Okay.
I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
Oh, and also thank you for the follow as well, Super Mew. Nice to have you a part of the treasure hoard as well.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi the name of Master Mask. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Look at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Mask.
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. This red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Master Mask? Of course.
Why would I? Why would I not?
Let's see. Oh, no, that's not a dumb question at all. You could always remind me with, because I know that on Twitch there's like that, what's it called? The whisper, like, feature. I guess it's kind of like messaging in a way, if I remember that correctly. So you could technically do that if need be. But yeah, no stress. It's not a weird question at all. And it's Ralph from Horrid Henry in this chat. Nice. So let's see.
Very well. Then look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., King Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself.
But don't worry.
I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Oh, thanks.
All right, Mr. Atme, the night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder.
And you were saying, would you be surprised if people shipped Luke and Ron? Oh, not at all. People ship a lot of different people. That is for sure. So no, that doesn't surprise me in one way at all. Let's see.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all a part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Mask de Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
Let's see. Oh, you announced it, huh?
So this photograph is the proof, correct?
Indeed it is.
And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I am called Mask to Mask. But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean? Not that this is the millionth time we've had a mask show up in this series.
Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke Atney? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Master Mask to create an alibi? Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice?
I don't believe so.
If Luke Atney was at KB Security during the murder, then the Master Mask in this picture has to be a fake.
Then there really was an accomplice.
But right now, I have no idea who it was.
I don't have any idea right now either.
Basil's objections are just what this guy wants. There's got to be another way, and I'm going to find it. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card before you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see. You truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atney was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Objection!
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody. It looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo.
Let's see. And what were you saying? Let's see. Aww. I like your cats' names. Those are cute, Super Mew. Absolutely. You're good, no worries. Nope. And hydrate. Yes, I will do just that. Much appreciate. Ooh, okay, let's see. One more press here.
About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp of the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed the picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see. Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So this alibi is false?
It has to be, or it can't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the Master Mask in the photo is fake, or the photo itself is.
Okay. So, there's a couple things here. Let's look at that photo. Oh, did I already pass it? Was that? That was the poster. Storeroom entrance. Oh, it was that one. Okay. Okay. So, we know the paint situation happened. So we have the paint here. And the statue was covering the paint. Yeah, it was covering the paint the day. Was it the day of the murder? No. Obviously, it was the. Hang on, what day was it again? It was moved after the heist. So I remember that. Hang on, I gotta look back at that. I feel like it has something to do with the paint. because I think that'll like put a discrepancy on when this photo was taken. Like, yes, it was taken at midnight, but what day? Because I don't think it really says, does it? Yeah, it doesn't say a day, it just says the time. So let me take a look real quick about the whole paint scenario. We have some info. Broken and repaired 2 weeks ago and then placed in the box. Oh, wait. Okay. When Adrian dropped this urn 2 weeks ago, she also knocked over the paint, and the box has paint stains on it. Okay. Yep. Oh, I'm taking a long way, but whatever. We're over here anyway. Ami. Carried into the basement warehouse the day of the crime, moved again that night. Carried into the basement warehouse the day of the crime and moved again that night. The picture does show that it was moved, so does that... It doesn't help us then, maybe? I do feel like it's a part of it somehow. Let me see here. So I was stealing the urn as mask to mask, just as I announced I would. In more than enough time to prepare, it was pathetically easy. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured mask to mask was the same time as the murder. Let's see. Let me look. Went off at 1 a.m. the night of the crime, and yeah, the murder did happen at 1 a.m. Found in the shadow of Ami Faye's statue, looks like it was torn off some clothing. Oh, yeah, it has been a bit since I've saved, so I could definitely save again anyway, just in case. And personally, I don't need it just yet. I do have a walkthrough with me just in case I get really stuck to find out at least what statement I might need to keep an eye on. But I appreciate you offering. It's very kind of you. And you know what? I will definitely take this opportunity to save just in case. Because then we could just do a little bit of trial and error as well. Let me see here. Photograph contains no words. Had more than enough time to prepare, was pathetically easy. I really feel like the statement we need is probably this one or the last one. Photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness, and the time at which the camera captured mask to mask was the same time as the murder. I'm gonna try it. I don't feel strongly about it. Yep, okay. Load. Yep. Yeah. And no, yeah, I totally agree. You can never be too careful. I usually am in a habit of like double saving. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But I totally understand that it is always good to be safe than sorry. Let's see. Let me... I really do feel like it has something to do with the box here. Let's... Here, before I look... Oh, here. It's the same time as the murder. You know what? Hang on, maybe I had the wrong statement. Hang on, let's try it then. Nope. Okay. So no, not that. Let me try something. Because I feel like, again, this whole situation... No, okay. Load. There was one time when I was playing this game, like, on my own, I literally... Anyway, I literally went through all the evidence on the one statement I thought it was, because I'm like, I'm almost certain it's this one. I don't know how it relates, but I'm almost certain it is. And like, I went through everything, just doing trial and error, because I was like, hey, I saved. I might as well just do it this way, because I'm a little stuck. Okay. So I did that one. Do I need to do... Sometimes it's the actual photo. No, okay. Because again, I feel like the whole moving of the statue has something to do with this. But we might be wrong. We very well might be wrong about that. Escape to a different timeline. Yeah, I think it is too. Let me double check real quick. Let me see where... What do we need to focus on here? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. That helps. I missed something. Hang on. That makes sense. So yeah, what's this? Okay. I thought I pressed this one. Let me see. Ray approves. Committed the crime. Surely, if you understand by now. Yes. The basement warehouse in this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be there. Yeah, okay, this is what I was missing. And I was right, by the way, when I was looking at the walkthrough, I was on the right train of thought. I had the correct stuff in mind. It just, I hadn't done this part. Okay, so it's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? Oh yeah, you bet there is. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place, and there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny?
Clicky.
The paint!
Grezy was right all along. She just didn't press that statement, apparently. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't.
The funny part is right here. What? This is a blood stain!
Ah! And since it's pink, I have to say, oh no, we're in the Danganronpa timeline.
Blood! Now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. I've been playing a lot of Danganronpa, I'm sorry. And peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches. The judge just sure loves going on his wild tangents. You want to believe that the judge lives in the courtroom? Same. He's got a cot behind the chair. Absolutely. All right.
The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Well, Mr. Wright? What is supposed to be in this picture instead of this paint?
Boom, baby!
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it to that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Oh yeah, I was already thinking the same thing. It's like, I definitely know I need to save soon.
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. I'm not. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
I mean, I'm assuming it was at me. I don't know why he did, but I feel like he would have had to have been.
The one who moved the statue is none other than Look at Me. Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins. Well, Mr. Wright?
I know that music.
What reason did the witness have to move that statue? The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would have been exposed like a cheap film at a drugstore. That's why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist?
Oh, I think it's about... Oh, sugar. Is it the missing brooch? I'm gonna go for it. I think it has something to do with the missing brooch. Take that! If I remember correctly.
Are you saying that Master Mask is a fake? Huh. I really wish you would start acting more responsibly. Huh? The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with Master Mask's identity? Oh, buggers! Your face has all buggers written all over it!
Yeah, no it's not. Man, they trolled me. I thought I had it for a minute when it disappeared. Ah, it's okay. This at least one's easy.
You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing that you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a fatal flaw. A single fatal flaw!
Let's see. No, you're fine. Let's see. So if it wasn't about the brooch, because we're back on that now, or are we back on this? Hang on, I need to remember where I was before I saved. Were we on this one? Or were we on the other one? Okay, nope. Nope. Okay. So I had saved it. Hang on. No, I just wanted to find out where I was. Something about Yiddish. Nice, okay. No. There we go. Okay. Well, Mr. Wright, recently would have to move the statue. Use photograph. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi showing that you were at Lordly Taylor that night. Fatal flaw. That's right, to move it.
Single fatal flaw?
Here, I'll save it a little closer. So we don't have to go through all the preamble. Okay, there we go. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Oh! The box. Or, well... Where does this lie exist? I want to look at the court record, but it's not letting me. Which I think is rude. It really should just let me. Hang on. I want to check something real quick here. Oh! Okay. Yeah, I was checking to see what it was. We're talking about the timestamp here. Because it's true, it said 1 a.m. It's 58. That's not 1 a.m. I'm pretty sure that's what they're referring to.
Naturally, the lie is in this photo, or the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Boulard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Mr. Your Honor, when was the statue placed besides the warehouse door?
Well,
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the date of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time that he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
what the?
Yeah, I was thinking of the wrong thing, but it works anyway.
Of course, the statue hadn't been brought down into the basement warehouse yet. So on the date of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. That was very interesting of you, Phoenix. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match the way it had been in this photo.
Order! Mr. Acme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data from the basement warehouse computer.
According to this,
The camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have been allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Because even then, even my heart might stop. Which means I'm still good to the last drop.
However, the defense has a very good point.
A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on this road of infinite woods.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
Oh, that's very true. How inspiring.
No way, don't fall for that. Hey, Master Mask. Yes, there's no funny business in your actions as Master Mask. Or if there's no funny business, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony. About your plan to steal the sacred urn. Do it!
I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and safari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand.
Oh, well, we already know that's wrong. The urn is worth nothing.
I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all the stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Safari.
Very well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay, well, I'm pressing everything as as is tradition, but I'm fairly certain I know what we need to focus on, because the urn is not worth anything. Pearls had it appraised. We know, or not appraised, sorry. Pearls checked to make sure it was the authentic article, and it was. But we had heard throughout the whole ordeal that it was not worth any monetary value.
You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right?
Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation.
That's a word.
I see. Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos.
You'd better watch out.
Oh, you better watch out too, Maya.
You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me.
Huh, interesting new tidbit.
So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to the warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers.
You mean this calling card?
That's right, that is without a doubt my calling card.
I guess Mr. Light didn't make this after all.
Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Then no one entered the basement warehouse.
Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. At last.
And this is the photo that proves that, huh?
Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey, Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Atme might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken.
It's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. Need to make a good hard look at the court record.
Not a lot to go on, is there?
Detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. He took this photo well before the actual night of the crime.
Alright then, how do we do that?
There's one thing that Atme stated very clearly, that he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need to prove that he's lying.
Okay. Well, we might not mention the appraisal bit that I was talking about. Let's double check. Yeah, the urn is like on one of these. Yeah, there we go. Placed in the box, kept it out of sight. Well, yeah, we know it says Ami. And then... what about the... oh, yeah, the exhibit photo. Hang on. I am. That's right, in the exhibit photo it says I am, and the real one, because, well, obviously Adrian dropped it, and so when she put it back together, she put it back the way that it was actually supposed to be, which was Ami. So we'll probably have to bring that up. Do we have anything, though, that... because now I'm curious. Do we have anything that talks about what the urn is worth? I'm assuming that would be a pearl thing. Maybe. Okay, well, either way. The urn was placed in a box, and Zavare was then... I was sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. Let me press that again. So you're sure that you'd never seen the urn before? Indeed. Let me ask her. The security was focused entirely on the entrance of that warehouse. However, you got me. Let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. One more time about the extremely valuable one. That's right, that is indeed down my calling card. I guess Mr. Delight didn't like this after all. Of course, because that knew about the emblem. Authentic. Let's see. And absolutely, I will definitely save in just a mo as well, as to be safe. And Cactus, you didn't miss too much. I'm currently deliberating here. Whoops. Oh well, we'll press that again. We're trying to figure out, so Luke at me is asserting that he never saw the urn, because Adrian Andrews had like made sure that it was stored safely, whatever, and that there were too many people, or yada yada yada. And so we need to prove that, you know, that he did in fact see it, I guess. Or maybe something like that. Anyway, I honestly was hung up on the fact that he called it valuable when it wasn't valuable at all. But I don't know if we have anything to do with that in this one. So I actually might have to poke my nose at the walkthrough again, just to kind of see what track we need to be looking at here. People are indeed going in and out of the warehouse. As I held the urn in my hands for the first time. Hang on, did I press this one? And this is the photo that proves that. Indeed, to be honest, even if the photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much. This photo was fake. Detective Atney might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying, so we have to prove that he's seen it. We need to prove that he's lying. So we need to prove that he's lying. Let's see. It looks like Oswald, a Cobblepot-looking guy, is in trouble now. I certainly want him to be in trouble. Obviously, though, if I have a little bit too much trouble figuring out exactly what would pinpoint him lying, we will take a look. But I will, of course, save, so we could do a little trial and error first, just in case. Okay, so receive the request. The urn was placed in a box, and it was then sent to the warehouse.
Yeah.
Again, I forget that I have that, because this happened the last time I streamed, and I forgot and heard Ergo's voice and was like, oh, where is he? I immediately was like, oh my god! Poster, Korean Village. We've got this, of course. We've got that, of course. Photo of the storm entrance. I know the emblem's gonna come into a point at some point, I believe. We're probably gonna have to bring this up. I do think... Yes, okay. So, I do think we're gonna have to use this. We should. And the thing is, though, which statement? Is it this statement? Hang on, let me just try. Trial and error. Nope. Okay, so it's not that one. Hang on. I'm fairly certain it is the urn we need to present, because it would make sense if we're trying to prove that he actually saw it. Oh, duh, the one that says that he hadn't seen it. Okay, let's try it there. Because it's going to come into play about what is written on there, I'm sure. Nope, okay, so we're wrong about that one. Alright. Let's go back. Let's try this one. Let's try the urn on every single statement. If it's one of them, it'll be right at least once. Yeah, if it doesn't happen to be the urn on any of these statements, then I'll definitely take a look at the walkthrough, just to make sure. Hang on, I really don't think it would be that statement. Yeah, I feel like if it would be any of them, it would be like those few ones. Dang it. Okay, no. Okay, but what about the urn, though? Grezy wants it to be the urn, so therefore it needs to be the urn. Game, get it right. All right, hang on. Let's do a little looky-loo. This is reminding me of since I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that I've been replaying Breath of the Wild in anticipation for Tears of the Kingdom, and wow, yes. As I say often, don't be ashamed of using walkthroughs, and I say that not just because I use them, but because honestly speaking, hey, you know what? Sometimes it makes it easier so you don't have to just watch somebody scream and throw things and go, oh God, I don't know. And, you know, I already know I make a fool of myself, you know, regularly. So I might as well save myself the trouble and look a little less like a fool. But with Breath of the Wild, I've been having to get Ergo. I've been like calling him and I've been like, hey, I'm feeling stupid. How do I do this shrine? I know it's something obvious that I'm missing, but what is it that I'm missing? And he'll come in here and he'll like usually figure it out right away. And I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now that I know that that's what you're supposed to do. Whoa, okay. So yeah, load. Okay. Let's take a quick look. Oh yeah, total wrong evidence. Okay, but many opportunities in which to use this. Wow, okay. Interesting that it was that. Based on how they were talking about the urn, I thought, man, they would have had to be using the urn. Right? That was really good timing. Yeah, apparently it's the calling card, which surprises me, honestly, with, again, how much we talked about the urn and the importance of him not seeing the urn. Interesting. But yeah, all right. Wait. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, it didn't make any sense, so did I read it right? Oh, wrong statement. Okay. I thought it said that you could present it like on 1, 2, but it was 2. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's true. You know, I've never actually clicked on this, at least not recently, so I forgot there was something. I'll be coming to purloin the most priceless work of art. Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense, White. Okay. Take care of the speckled urn, won't you? Okay. Well then. I get it, game. I guess you're correct.
Mr. Atney, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, it is true, but so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern.
Yep, unless he had seen it. Because it wasn't on the poster, didn't have any speckles on it. Boom, baby!
What do you mean? What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn. It's actually nothing more than pink paint. Paint stains? And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
How did calling shenanigans? How did that nose fit under that mask? Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. And right, yeah. Sometimes when I do the voices and I don't know who it is at first, or like I don't pay attention to the name, I'm like, yep, accidental possession.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to a human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Ugh, you can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern.
Which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water.
Oh damn, that visor is breaking down. The optic blasts are imminent. Yep, he's gonna get us like a guardian would in Breath of the Wild.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken.
Nick, I think it's still a little early for victory pose.
Huh? It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask to Mask. And now, we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
That's a good point.
No way! Don't fall for that too! You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Cain Ballard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you my merry murderous motive manifest?
Nick, he's getting his second wind. He's speaking with alliterations.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective?
Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Oldtimer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance.
Luke Atme had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Cain Ballard decided to investigate Mask to Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Ballard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Ballard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Ballard's mistake is quite excusable. Mr. Ballard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask to Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Cain Ballard. Truly a tragedy. So the victim, Cain Ballard, blackmailed the defendant?
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Ballard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What?
Very well. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
All right. One thing that I know of is he's got a pretty little red ring, doesn't he? And I remember when we were reading the blackmail letter, it says, I will reveal your secret, or I'll take that pretty red diamond they gave you last time. So, yeah. Think he might have been writing to Luke Atme instead. But let's see how we can connect that thread. Because I feel like with that first statement, I had no contact with the victim whatsoever. It's like, or did you?
And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atme and Cain Ballard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they connected through their work? They were both involved in security?
Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Mistook? That's right, mistook. From the Old Norse, mistaker, meaning to take in error. That wasn't what I meant.
Just who did the victim mistake Mask to Mask to be?
Why, the answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face.
Save!
When in doubt,
Press harder. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Mask to Mask?
Don't you already know that? Safari, take a look at this newspaper.
Oh, that's the famous Tear of Amanon, a magnificent jewel. That photo shows a magnificent detective as well.
That picture shows a magnificent detective as well. I'm assuming that was at me.
Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant.
The defendant?
The victim clearly misread this article, and Safari, he got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Master Mask.
Hey, I think Ron rocks the Leia buns very nicely. He's not ugly, you're just rude.
I see.
It was an unusually reasonable deduction.
You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says bring 50,000.
And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's. There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see any addressee on this letter anywhere.
An addressee. This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment, and Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant. I wonder.
What's up, Nick?
I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight?
Well, do you have any evidence of that?
For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied?
We will never be satisfied. Sorry, a little Hamilton for you. Alright.
Grudge, huh? What do you mean by that? Oh my, I was certain you were already aware.
Safari!
KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was security team chief, I stole data from the company. Cain Ballard had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight, which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was the thief. Here is a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office, evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail.
However, isn't it a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money, even though he wasn't actually Master Mask?
On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance. Mr. Bullard's mistake. Blah, 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 blah. Do you really think that story's gonna hold up? That assertion is not merely my own, I'm afraid. What do you mean? I have a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Ronnie thinks he's Master Mask. Don't feel sorry for him. Please don't think too badly of him. Huh. Well, Mr. Trite. Was he trying to act like Mr. Light just now?
I thought he was actually pretty convincing.
Now that's just your imagination talking. Come now, Sir Lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right word for it. This is a deduction, the result of carefully applied reasoning.
Can we hear that careful reasoning for ourselves?
Right, this case gives me a headache.
It's a long story. I'd better save it for another time.
Very well, another time.
Those so-called long stories aren't usually all that long. At least not in my experience.
So you're going to try to connect Detective Atney to Mr. Bullard, right?
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it won't require surgery either.
In that case, you'll have to talk about the blackmail.
That's true. Was that blackmail letter really intended for Ron?
Since we don't have enough information, you should press him for more testimony.
I feel like my gut is telling me that it is this first statement. And like, okay, because again, this is what we're looking at here, right? If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. Now, if it's not this statement, it could be Cain simply mistook who he was because the picture also has at me in it. Hold on, one. He was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. Hang on. And then this last one was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron. Okay. I feel, again, that it might be the first one, but I also feel like it might be this one for the same reason, with that blackmail note and the mention of the ring. Okay. Well, actually, let me save here. Let's try it. Not overly. Ah, it disappeared. Yes. Okay.
Phew. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's all right. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed! Time to man up, Mr. Wright! Punch him in the face! Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter.
Well, I wasn't expecting to have to do that. Whoops. Would it be a profile? Because it's the ring. It's the ring. No, it's the ring. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. What proves the ring? Is it a profile? Is it supposed to be a profile time? I'm gonna try it. Sweet, okay.
Huh. A little 2-1 punch like that won't faze me. I think you mean 1-2 punch. Mr. Wright, try thinking
Ah, foo! See what I mean? This game does troll you sometimes. Makes you think you got it. When you don't. Okay. Alright, so we're back to this. Okay. Ask a few questions. If it's just a few. Major contradiction. Contradiction. I don't know where walking contradiction like he gets off saying that. We'll save at the cool music part. Because we know things are getting serious. Man up. Okay, well we know. It's the 50,000. But there's also this appraisal thing. I don't know what the red jewel is called. Because this blue one, the tier of a Manon, or Emanon, and Manon. Let's see. evidence shows the red ring, though? That's what I am like stumped on. What shows that? Okay. I'm blindly doing that one. No rhyme or reason for it. Oh, I think we got it. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. Because I wonder if it's because I don't know how we'll get to the ring, but I know we're talking about the ring here. Either way,
It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel. What about it?
oh, that's right. That's right.
The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not matched for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red? Because if memory serves, and I might be wrong, I might have this confused with a different thing. I think as a reward, they gave him the ring for getting back the Tear of Emanon. If I remember that right.
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Emanon. That Master Mask stole it all.
Objection!
And your point is, Mr. Trent. So you're trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? That is what you're trying to say, right, Trent? And that's what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick?
Yes. This is who Cain Bullard was actually blackmailing.
Now it's time for Cain. Luke.
Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward. A jewel? Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. The red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Cain Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Order in the court. Order, I say. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Uh-oh, I don't like the way he said that. Cain Bullard blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you for real? Yeah, I am.
Nick, come on, stand up to him.
Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Cain Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep secret. So just what was that identity? Atme killed Cain Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick.
Okay.
The identity that Luke Atme wanted to keep so desperately...
Words are hard. Okay. Try that again.
The identity that Luke Atme wanted to so desperately keep secret was his identity as
A blackmailer. Because he was blackmailing, Ron.
Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Cain Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
Huh, you have to admit, that does sound a little odd.
It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense.
And hello, four scorpions!
Happy Saturday indeed!
I actually ended up randomly getting the day off today. So I was actually going to stream later than I am right now. So it just happened to be that since I was off, I was like, hey, we'll start earlier and maybe get to play even longer, which happened to be great because I totally forgot that we were in the middle of a trial. And the trials always take a while. But I also hope that your Saturday is going well. It's good to have you in. Yeah, today will not end, right? It's a long one.
Cain Bullard was blackmailing Atme, but Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tira of Manon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Ron Delight was actually Master Mask.
That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year, careless, with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Ron Delight, in which case I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask. Well, yeah, Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was Master Mask? I mean, it was the newspaper clipping, right? I mean, they were right there. Pretty sure. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just appear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight. What a fraud! Why, how dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective, and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. What, you? How dare you? Why did I say? Beautiful. We love to see it.
It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Man, Godot, really? Still? After all this? The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. Scorpions. For me, it's the tiny magnifying glasses monocle. I love that. I love that design choice so much. I want one. I think that'd be so cool for them to make like authentic Ace Attorney merch, and I want the monocle. I want that. It's so funny. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security. Then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No way! Order in the court. Mr. Wright?
This is it. This is the final round. The final countdown. I've got to prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night.
But can you really prove that?
That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer.
Hang on. Let's get it closer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense...
Can we prove it? I mean, is it because of the no fingerprints? Because Atme wears gloves, so there wouldn't have been fingerprints on it when he pressed it. We'll go with it for now. We can prove it.
The defense can prove it, with evidence. Are you sure? Huh, don't you worry, I'll watch over you. As you break down and fall to pieces. Very well then, let's see this proof. Proof that Luke Atme was at KB Security that night. And it better be proof that Grezy is very confident in. If she's at all a bit unsure, we will all mock her readily.
Did I get it? Are you trolling me? No, are you trolling me?
That is very important. However, I'm not so foolish as to think that it will pass for evidence here.
The flavor of my special Godot blend, number 49. Well, Mr. Wright, it's better, very better.
Dang. Okay. I want to hear your answer that night. Can we prove it? I want to be able to prove it. But can we? Can we? What about the profiles? Again, I keep forgetting that these are here. I remembered. Yeah, I probably will be doing that in just a mo. Because I want to be able to prove it, but I also know this game. And I know that sometimes you actually really can't prove it. I'm going to attempt that. Let me see what happens when you say you can't prove it.
I can't prove it. Just as I thought.
Let's see where this takes us.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony... Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial, and you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for his witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master Mask.
No.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
By then, it'll be too late.
Huh? Why?
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, the defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atme will be found guilty in the matter of minutes.
I feel like if this was an instant game over, I would have gotten there by now, so this is probably the right direction.
Guilty as Master Mask, which means
He will be innocent as far as the murder of Cain Ballard goes.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Cain Bullard's murderer.
Somebody's gonna come in and say, hold it. Or not.
Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Did you get your law degree in a cereal box? Oh, sometimes it does feel like that for Phoenix, doesn't it?
As long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. I really doubt that anyone is going to holler and say, hold it! But I'm going to get my gavel ready. Are there any objections?
I feel like Mia's gonna say something. Is Mia gonna say something? She was already, in Phoenix's head once today.
Then I hereby end this cross-examination of Luke Atme.
Objection!
There we go. Somebody did object. We also haven't seen Pearl as Mia in a minute, so I don't know who this is, but I think I see it.
Your Honor, when you were a child, this was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. There we go. I had a feeling for a moment there. I was like, wait, I think this really is Mia, so I'm glad I thought that. Okay. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets.
That voice. No way.
Oh, that's right. Maya can do it too. Duh. Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia! This is the true power of the Karain channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Now, let's do this.
There's nothing more we can do, Mia.
Without any more testimony, I can't...
Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine.
Not yet. Testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Oh, hello, Stryker! Welcome! Welcome to the stream, my friend. You've come at a good time. I think we're hitting the climax here. I think this is it. We're about to catch our perpetrator. But how was your stream? How did it go? And hang on, let me do a little shout out there for you. Do 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 do. Boop 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 boop. What were you streaming? I hope that you've been having a fun one so far. Ah, indeed. Oh, and also, you've been subscribed for 3 months and I just noticed that. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for subscribing, friend. Like I said, I just realized that, and obviously I stream very irregularly a lot, and I'm only getting better recently, so I might have just missed that before. Thank you so much if I didn't say so before. And for Scorpions, you were saying a lot of lawyers are really frowny. And then Mia, save your pupil from their own stupidity again. Oh yeah. And hello, Azure Ghost. Realizing that Stryker rated? Absolutely. Oh, and thank you for the follow as well. Welcome to the treasure hoard. Man, we've gotten a lot of people jumping in the horde today. That's awesome. All right. But I hope that you've had a great stream, Stryker. And I hope that you continue to have a great rest of your day. It is always great to have you around. Now, what's also always great to have around is the truth and justice. And that's what we're gonna do. This witness made a number of remarks.
Well, as a lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he's the true murderer, I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Let's see.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well, and we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot?
Nothing. Oh, sir lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it. It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you? Very well then, Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lord Lee Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the key card and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his master mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And with the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Safari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of these points have been explained and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, sir lawyer. Gah. Are you going to make it even more trouble for us now, sir lawyer?
I will not allow any more of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Luke Atmey's trial any longer. This sounds like a good time for certain someone to save. So I am. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec, just one chance? It seems that the party's about to begin.
Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence.
There isn't any evidence that contradicts what that testimony.
So it would seem.
What do you mean, so it would seem?
Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in his testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence, which means all I can do is find a contradictory remark and press it.
Remember, you only get one chance.
Very well. Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. So unlike usual, Grezy cannot just willy-nilly hit press for everything.
Okay. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lord Lee Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight, and thanks to the key card and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. I initially, when I first heard that, I was like, oh, well, that's it. How would he have known it only sounded once if he wasn't there, right? I still am a little sus about it, because I do wonder, Because I think before when we were talking about it, about, security showing up, I think, or not showing up, that was before Luke came in here, so he wouldn't have known that they didn't show up. So I do wonder if this plays into revealing that security never showed up. So making him say, oh, and that's when security found him or something. So I don't know for sure. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask to mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And again, he's wearing gloves. So part of me also wants to go, but also you wear gloves. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. And I hope you have a good rest of your day, Super Mew. Thank you for coming by. So no worries, I will, so no stress there. But I hope you have a good time. Thank you for being here for as long as you have. Right? This case won't end. All the evidence points to that poor boy. Okay. We're gonna save here. Let me do a little process of elimination here first. Because I wonder, what if... Oh, that's right, we can't present evidence. I'm gonna press this one. Let's see what happens when we press it. Are they faking us? Mr. About that last remark. Nope. Yep, that wasn't it. I said this before. That this scum was in King Bullard's office that night. And now, it's time for me to drink my last cup. Okay. Mr. Wright. Nope. No! Hey! I had saved. Let me go back. What is this nonsense? Let me go back. Come on! No! Don't do that to me. Don't be rude. Come on. What? Man, it won't let you go back. Jeez. Rude. I am hitting the button for that. I feel insulted. Okay, so we know it wasn't that one. Just why you left no prints. I do wonder if it's the first one. Because he says that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor after all. Then why did the sword get bent? Would that be something? Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor.
Hold it! Objection!
Ah, dang it. We have to go through it again. All right. Blah, blah, blah. I'm wrong. I know. Yes, I'm quite aware that I was wrong. Yes. It's weird that it won't let you just jump to the load and it makes you go to this. Yes. Yes. I am aware. Alright, at least we know, too, that they weren't. I mean, a really annoying way to do this is I could just do it to every single statement and then we'll obviously find the right one eventually. But to save you guys the trouble from that, I'll try to do maybe only one or two more, depending on how many statements there are actually, and if I can't get it at least in one or two more tries, then I'll definitely pull out the walkthrough to double check and see which one it actually is supposed to be. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I mean, would it even be something like this one? Because it is kind of weird to just say, oh yeah, I had to do something else. Well, what were you doing? Like, I feel like that would be a reasonable thing to say. It's like, all right, well then where were you? Do you have an alibi then? Where exactly were you, dude? Just out of the principle for that, I'm gonna find out. Yeah, it didn't look like it's right. Nope, it don't. It does not. Alright. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Grezy's wrong. See how wrong Grezy is? She's so wrong. And it's okay to risk it. I technically have saved, so it's okay. It's just kind of long-winded. So I'll do one more. And if I can't figure it out on my own, then I will pull out that walkthrough for it. Okay. Wait. I don't think I pressed that one. Because I know that, if I remember correctly, the first one I tried was the one with the buzzer, right? Because I was a little sus about the whole, like, oh, it only sounded once, even though he said why, you blah, blah, blah. Okay. Or did I do that one? Oh gosh, no, I can't remember which one I did. Did I do that one? Oh, and hello, Kamini. Enjoy the lurk, my friend. A brilliant deduction. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. Wait. Was he here? Wait a minute. Was he here in the court when we found out that Ron was wearing the mask? I think that's the one. Because he would have known that Ron was wearing the mask-to-mask outfit only if he had seen him there and knocked him out. I really think this is it. I'll feel really stupid if I already did this one, because I honestly have forgotten which one I pressed before. But...
Hold it!
Oh, god dang it, really? I was feeling pretty good about that one. Oh, I was like, wait a minute, that looks a little different. There we go. Yes! Yes! And hello, Venari. Welcome. Whew. I was gonna say, I felt really good about that, and I was gonna be like, well then what in the heck is it supposed to be? Alright.
I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot.
What?
Mr. Atney, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atney? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit. Is that correct?
Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did you learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as mask-to-mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
Because I remember. Even Godot was surprised. The police didn't know about it. So he can't say, oh, I got it from the police report.
It was just a few hours ago, back when my sixth cup was staring at me, or looking at me with a cold stare.
Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now.
Right, Venari? Big brain! Sometimes I can do that. Only sometimes, not every time, but I do pride myself on sometimes having a big brain. Sometimes. The walkthrough is just there in case my brain is not big enough at the moment when I really need it to be.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should have known are those who've been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There is no way that you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask, so then enlighten us. Just how did you know that piece of information?
Objection.
Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those circumstances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out. Only one way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
Objection.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme.
I mean, have you seen his shadow, bro?
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. Detective Atme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Cain Boulard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing.
Oh, here it is! Here it is! Here's our big freak out!
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to grow up with myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
Yep, it's gone Joker mode.
What an awfully complicated incident. Cain Boulard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron, and then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with his plan, to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me!
Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Much appreciated, Super Mew.
Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that. But I really am Master Mask. So, thanks for that trial yesterday. I'm innocent now, right? What was that you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia?
As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent.
Then Master Mask is really innocent?
It would seem so. For now.
For now? Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty!
Right? I think it's a little bit of both, Super Mew. A bit dumb and a bit genius.
Boy, that is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still have Master Mask after all.
You did it, Phoenix.
Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days.
Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the Karain channeling school?
Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
Misty Faye, right?
Watch over her, will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Well then, see you around.
Mia.
Oh, Mr. Wright. I don't know how to say.
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing.
Come on, just be happy already.
Maya.
You've been clear to the murder charges and got off as Master to boot.
But in exchange, I lost everything.
Huh? What do you mean?
Stealing security information from KB Security. Becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became Master Mask?
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together.
That's not true, right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were?
You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can. I kind of wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there is always a way to put it back together.
Take that!
That I knew.
The sacred urn? Desi was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
There you are!
Miss Delight.
You did it, Ronnie! You're innocent! I'm so happy!
Thank you. I appreciate that, but I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
Ronnie! Why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either.
Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you?
Come on. It's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away.
But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Huh? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
Chivalrous?
I knew I was right about you. Every day I spent with you is filled with thrills and excitement.
Desi.
Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you?
Nicky boy,
Yes?
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
Yeah, I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya! I'll never forgive you!
Oh, Pearls.
So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together, but I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before.
Yay! We did it! Woohoo! Yeah! New episode been unlocked. We'd like to see it. And I do agree, Super Mew, she is indeed a girl boss. So, what we are going to do, and see, I was right, that is the next case. I knew it was that one. But yes, so, we're gonna go ahead and find someone to raid, because that's gonna be it for me today. We've already been streaming for a little while, so I think this is a great opportunity to find a friend who is streaming. So let's see. this is wonderful. Crowbird Cannon is playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So yes, absolutely. We should totally raid him right now. And then I'm immediately going to have to leave because I do not want spoilers. Oh, and I will do that. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to do that a little bit later. No worries, I will. So you don't have to worry. Like I said, it's not going to be the same name. It's a different name, but I will definitely take a look at it. So please don't stress about that, okay? Now, with Crowbird Cannon, he's currently playing the Tears of the Kingdom, and like I said, I'm going to probably have to leave really quickly after rating him because I do not want too many spoilers. But we're going to go ahead and say hello to him. That's right. And he is a IRL streamer, so he is not a VTuber, but he is still a wonderful, nice friend, and he always does good content. And he loves Zelda, so I am not surprised in the slightest to see that he is doing that. All right. Well, everybody, I hope that you have a great rest of the day or night, wherever it is that you're from. And I hope that you guys continue to enjoy life to the fullest in whatever way makes you the happiest. So thank you for being with me during the stream. And no worries, Super Mew, I will take a look at it, so no stress there. I'll send you the message when I do, so no worries there. But again, have a great one, everybody. Stay good, and until next time, bye!